Blog Talk Radio.
Unmarket Your Business, the podcast, born out of the need to share strategies and techniques that really work to market your business. Think yellow page ads and cold calls are your only choices? That's so last century. You're about to learn tested, tried and true marketing techniques you can apply and master, ones that feel authentic instead of salesy, strategies that are true to who you are and how you want to present yourself to your ideal clients. Let's join our host, Carol Joyce Dunlop, in the studio now and allow business success to move forward. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is your host, Carol Dunlop. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing awesome, because I am. I've got a great show for you today, and I can't wait to get into it. So we're going to do that in just a little bit. But first, I wanted to kind of check in on you and see how you're doing in the middle of July. Oh, my God. Is it ever hot in Hotlanta? I'm telling you, it's. I know it's like over 100 degrees here. Let me see what my little thing says. My thing says 87, but I know it's freaking hotter than that, because just when you open the door, it's like you walk into a wall of heat. But I am not complaining, because I love Hotlanta. I love the heat. It's just that I'd rather be in a bikini or, tanning by the beach or something like that. But, hey, I can't complain because it's great weather. I'd say about 90% of the year it's great weather. The little bit of time that we do get the ice, you just got to deal with it. The snow, it's okay. So just had to kind of get that off my chest. Oh, geez, it's just hot though. But I like heat. As long as I can walk around in some shorts and stuff and not be covered up in all kind of clothes, I'm good. I'm really, really good. And I hope you feel the same way. And I hope that you are taking advantage of this heat to kind of stay inside, stay safe, stay hydrated, and actually get some business done and get some work done, because that's what I'm doing. And so today we're going to talk about building a successful business through servant leadership. I am all about servant leadership. I am all about actually building my business through helping others, because I really feel like that's kind of what service leadership is. So, but to give you the actual kind of definition, this comes from skiprichard.com. The servant leader is servant first. It begins with the natural feeling that one needs to serve first. Hold on 1 second. So I just wanted to let you know that the servant leadership is servant first. It begins with the natural feeling that one wants to serve first, and that's Robert K. Greenleaf. Servant leadership is a philosophy and set of practices that enriches the lives of individuals, builds better organizations, and ultimately creates a more just and caring world. So that's exactly what servant is. Sorry, I had a maintenance issue here, so you know how that goes sometimes. Even though you're supposed to be in the quiet, things happen in life. But you just keep on rolling, right? So anyway, a set of practices that enriches the lives of individuals, builds better organizations, and ultimately creates a more just and caring world. What could be better than that? What could be better than helping others to create a more just and caring world? I love that. So, and then I love this idea about the whole servant leadership thing, about building your business through that, because in my forthcoming book, Unmarket Your Business, 10 Ways for Savvy Entrepreneurs to Stand Out, Start Profiting, and Stop Struggling. I think I have that wrong. When you're writing stuff fast, stand out, stop struggling, and start profiting. Hello, do I know the name of my book? Yes, I do, but sometimes when you're up in 4 o'clock in the morning, you write some crazy stuff. And so I just want to let you know that in the middle of getting this show together, actually meeting with a couple of clients, and dealing with some other things, I am moving. I'm moving from one office to another. So that's what's going on with all the, the knocking, and you may hear some noises and stuff. But, in the end, you have to keep your business going, right? You have to do what you have to do to keep things rolling. So I just want to, just in the effort For full transparency, that is what's going on. That's why I can't get the name of my book out. It is Unmarket Your Business, 10 Ways for Savvy Entrepreneurs to Stand Out, Stop Struggling, and Start Profiting. So let me woo-sigh a little bit, calm myself down. I hate to be interrupted, and I hate to get off track, but sometimes it does happen, right? My girlfriend, Anita Henderson, and partner in success said, slow down, girlfriend. Sometimes you're just running so fast you really can't slow down, right? You got to do what you got to do. So we're going to get on to the business of what we're talking about here today. Now, in the book that's coming out the middle of August, I'm so excited about that. There is a chapter in there, and it is called Run for President. This is so funny because this is a chapter that I get the most reaction off of right when I talk about I wrote a book, and one of the most popular chapters is Run for President. Ha, 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 funny, right? In light of everything that is going on right now in this world, especially in the United States, when you talk about running for president, what does that bring to mind? So you don't have to tell me. I already know. But it's not about what you think. The chapter that talks about running for president is not really about actually running for president of the United States. It's really a way for you to take your business to the top level and also take an organization with you. So let me read you an excerpt. When you think about the office of president of any organization, there is an immediate respect and awe that comes to mind. Presidents are leaders, and leaders get noticed. Becoming a president is truly an unmarketing cornerstone. The unmarketing nation, that's you, we don't play by the same old traditional rules. We change the course as we create our path to success. People want to work with and be around leaders and change makers. The journey to your presidency will do that. And basically what this chapter is about choosing an organization that you really, really like, may I say, love, and you want to work with, you want to be a part of, you want to see them grow, and then you're helping build that organization. You're helping that organization grow and mature and do awesome stuff with you by their side. As you rise up in the ranks of leadership within the organization, guess what happens? It's not like a side effect. Your business also rises up in the eyes of the people who are not only in the organization but outside of the organization. Things happen that you probably wouldn't think about. And you become the eye. You're under the microscope. Everybody's looking at you under the microscope in a very good way. Everybody's looking at you, and they are like, I need to work with this person. I need to work with her. I need to see exactly what she's about because I've learned so much from her, from leading this organization to greatness, doing the things that she's done. And I'm not saying that you need to go all the way to president. I mean, for me right now, I'm vice president in ProWin, vice president of marketing and strategic partnerships for ProWin, and I totally love it. Now, will I go on to be president? Maybe, maybe not, but for right now, I am good where I am because I am helping the organization to build up to higher heights, and I love that. So speaking of, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the steps that you need to take that I have taken, that I've taken by, lead by example. So I'll showcase the steps that I took and then am still taking right now to lead to the presidency, if that's what I choose to do. And we're going to cover that in just a second. But I wanted to share with you how awesome it is to be a part of an organization that you really love and care about and to see it grow and prosper. So yesterday, and you guys always hear me talk about ProWin, PROWIN, ProWin.com. Go and check it out, please. It is a women's business networking organization here in the great Atlanta, Georgia, in the great Hotlanta, ATL. And yesterday we celebrated our 15th anniversary. Now, I've been a member of the organization it's coming up on my 4th year. It's just been totally awesome ever since I got in there. But the organization itself, a bunch of women have been around for 15 years. I think that is magnificent. It's awesome. It's wow, really. Because when you think about women, most people don't think that women can work together for some reason. They always say that we're catty, we stab each other in the back, and we can't get along, yada, yada, yada. That is not the thing that I don't associate with women like that. And if I find a woman like that who, is not playing by the rules of, servant leadership or being a leader, being someone that I can look at and actually emulate, then I actually just kind of, stop associating with them and go on about my business, because that's the best thing to do. You can't really associate with people who are not helping you to attain greatness, right? I know that you agree with me, because I just totally believe that. So anyway, this group is totally awesome. Like I said, it's been around 15 years, and we celebrated our 15th anniversary. I'm trying to correct something here, and it's not doing what I need it to do. There we go. And we just had a blast. It was so totally awesome. I just couldn't even stand it. First of all, since I'm, VP of marketing and strategic partnerships, I was one of the main people behind getting this thing going. But our illustrious leader, Anita Henderson, she is the president for this year, and you may hear in the background the machines and stuff going on. So please, I apologize for that, but it's just one of those things. I said I was moving to a new office space, and there's just construction and stuff going all around. But she actually figured out that this is our 15th anniversary last year, and she said we should have a big celebration. So we've actually been working on this since January of this year, officially. And we had the 15th big 1.5 balloon. We got the big red carpet treatment. And the thing that really stood out the most was we had 4 presidents from previous years who came up in a panel and were talking about how ProWin had helped them in their business and helped them to be successful. And one of our past presidents, I think she was president probably about 10 years ago, she is actually really big in the music industry. And if you don't know, the film industry in Atlanta, in Georgia itself, but in Atlanta mainly, has just exploded in the last few years. You'll see, the Walking Dead and a lot of movies are being filmed here. So, our whole film organization is just really growing. So she is doing, on the music side, she's bringing the music a level up to the level of the Film Academy and stuff, which I think is totally awesome. She serves on a couple of boards, and she was saying that with what she started with ProWin, and ProWin is the one that helped her to be able to speak out in front of people, to be able to stand in front of a bunch of people and advocate for something. It helped her business. It helped her personally. It was awesome. So did the other ladies. And in fact, one of the ladies in the book that I showcased, who is actually a good friend and colleague of mine, has been for several years, Linda Collette, she's going to be on the show next week, and she's going to talk about her journey from when she started with ProWin and how being president helped her in her journey and how she's increased her business. And she even told us that, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, 50% of her business came from ProWin, and then just last year, 57% of her business came from ProWin. Indirectly or directly, working with people who are part of ProWin. I think that's amazing, that you could get into something and just through loving the industry, loving the business, the organization that you're in, and helping it grow by, bringing in new members and offering your ideas and volunteering, that you could get business from that and make money from that and rise to presidency so that people will actually say, I really want you to lead us. Why don't you be president? And then your business to grow from that. Isn't that totally amazing? I think it is. I think it's awesome, and I can't wait for her to visit us and tell us all about her journey and what happened. So let's go through, and I'll tell you the steps that you need to take. It's not a lot of steps. It's only 4 steps that you need to do to actually build a successful business through servant leadership. And the first step is really to find a group. You need to find an organization that you can get involved with, preferably, this will really help. It doesn't have to be, but preferably, if you really want to be successful with this, is to choose an organization where your ideal prospects or clients are and are most likely to be a part of. So if you do that, then you're you're swimming in the right lake, fishing in the right pond, all that good stuff. There are business people and prospects everywhere, so be open to meeting them, even in organizations that are not business focused. So even if you are an animal rights advocate and your ideal perfect clients would probably or most likely be part of an animal advocacy group, then that would be a good group for you to go with. Because, we're talking about building your business. Even though you're following your heart and you're doing what you want, we are talking about building business, right? So it just makes sense. And as an entrepreneur, you want to make your organization memberships as beneficial and successful for you as possible, particularly those of which you consider being president one day. So you could consider joining a group in one of these following categories. Business. These groups provide general information, resources, programs, and support for business owners. Industry-specific groups. These organizations offer resources, professional development courses, networking, mentorship training, and other opportunities for the specific industry your business is in. And that could be coaching, maybe it's home daycare, beauty, health, fitness, insurance, real estate speaking. You know what I'm talking about. Whatever your category is, you can find an industry-specific organization that caters to it. Or maybe you want to join something that's client-focused. The membership of these organizations includes your ideal clients or customers. So if you want to work with mothers of preschool-aged children, consider joining a local mommy group. As you can see, it doesn't have to be the big, awesome, glamorous, I've got my logo on the 15th floor organization. It could be a mommy group. Wherever it is that your ideal perfect clients are, that's where you want to be. Now, you might say, how do I find these groups? Well, you can Google it. Search for local clubs, organizations, and associations in your area, or start with a national organization and look for local chapters. Okay, step number 2, you found the group, right? So you need to visit, because it can't be just from afar you're looking at the group and say, oh, yeah, I'd like to be a part of that. You got to actually go in there. Attend 2 or 3 meetings to see how the group or organization runs up close and personal. Now, this is important as you narrow down your short list of organizations and decide which ones to target your time and effort. Now, I say which ones because you can't be a member of every single group that's out there, and it's really hard to get known in a lot of different organizations because, number 1, you're going to burn out. Number 2, you're not going to do a good job at all. And number 3, you'll just be confusing yourself and confusing everybody else. I mean, how many causes can you really honestly and truly support and excel at and move up in the ranks of? How many? So, 1, maybe 2, that you're really going to go your all in and do your best at and look at climbing the ladder. Now I have to put a word of caution out there. You may get into a group and think it's the bee's knees or the bum diggity or whatever, and a couple of months in, maybe sometimes even a year in, you find that group is not really serving you like you thought it would. That happened to me with this was a leads group that I had joined, and I was in that group for 3 years, but I really, really liked it. It really did. The main thing that group did for me was it taught me how I can introduce myself in my elevator speech, in my, when I first meet someone and they say, what do you do? I mean, I am the bomb.com with that, right? So I learned all those things from that particular leads group. I don't want to say the name because I'll mention it in other areas, and it's totally awesome. So in this light, I don't want to say it. But anyway, and if you heard it before, you know what I'm talking about. But I didn't make a lot of money from the members of that group. And it was a leads group where you're supposed to get leads and references and stuff and make money. That did not happen for me. Now, maybe I was not on quite the right team, or maybe I didn't have the right people in place. And it could be any number of things, but I do credit it with, like I said, teaching me, really the nuts and bolts of how to introduce myself in an elevator speech, and I'll be forever grateful for that. And it taught me a lot about organizations, what I like, what I don't like, what I want to be a part of and don't want to be a part of. But you do have to do that. And I want to let you know, it's just like someone that you like or have been around or whatever, and all of a sudden they show you who they are, and you're like, I don't know if I want to deal with that person anymore. Believe them. They are just like that. So believe a group when they showcase that to you. If you start getting feelings or a little, that thing on the back of your just inside your body, you're like, I don't know if this is quite the right fit, then start moving your way out of that. Now, don't do it too soon, and definitely give it a chance and an opportunity. But when you start getting that feeling, then you need to move on, because, we're running for president here, right? We are building our business, we're making money, and we are really investing our time and efforts into this organization. So it does us no good to stick around if something's not working. But when it is working, it's working. That which brings us to step number 3, which is actually making the commitment. Congratulations, you're now a member. You're like, I'm going to get in this, and I'm really going to do what I need to do. So now that you are in the organization, make the commitment to get known, be heard, and stand out. This is the time to step up to the plate and volunteer for a leadership position, such as a committee member or chairperson, advisory board, or even board of directors, to be the most effective in your new position, under-promise and over-deliver. Keep these tips in mind as you embark on your journey. So 3 things I want to share with you to make you the best doggone member that you can be. And that's 1, be a team player, because unlike in your business where you're the chief everything, you are now part of a group on a mission. So everything is not going to go your way every single doggone time, and just know it. But I want you to be a team player. Do the work. That's the next thing. Be a team player, and now you're going to do the work. Holding a leadership role is powerful and brings instant respect, but there is work that goes with it. You can't just expect everybody to hoot and holler and ooh and ah about you if you're not doing the work that needs to be done. So take it seriously and do it to the best of your ability, no matter how menial the tasks are, because even very small tasks, people will look at you and say, if she did that well, she'll probably do some very, big things with more responsibility. And the third thing you need to keep in mind is to showcase your value. During your meetings or one-on-one interactions, be aware of the opportunity to share and showcase the value you bring to the organization. Now, you don't have to really sit there and say, hey, did you know I do so-and-so? Hey, I'm the bond.com at this, or hey, I do that. Just let it be known that you can do certain things, and not in a boastful, like, y'all don't know what's coming at you type of way. You have to do it in a, for instance, let's look at me. Recently, in our ProWin board meeting, we were talking about doing webinars. Who is the queen of webinars? Me, honey, I'm telling you. So they were all like, well, we don't know if we really want to try this or not, and I just stepped up and I said, a webinar is a great way to get yourself out there, get your business out there, and a webinar is the next best thing to being in person. People actually get to see you, the type of webinar, the video webinars I'm talking about. People get to see you. They get to, firsthand taste of your authority and your expertise, and it's not that bad to get it done. I've run several webinars, in my business, blah, 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 and just kind of like matter-of-factly, but letting people know, look, I know how good this is going to be for I know how good it's been for my business. I know how good it'll be for this organization, and I know how good it'll be for the person who's running it. So just kind of let them know, showcase your value. You don't have to do it in a boastful way, but you do it in a good way to let them know, hey, this person is on it. So the first step was to look for a group that hopefully is comprised of your ideal perfect clients. Then you visit a couple of groups that you're thinking about, narrow it down to 1 or maybe 2 that you're really going to be a part of. And I would say 1. Start with 1. I say 1 or 2 because, we always have those overachievers and people who think they can do everything, but definitely start with 1. And then you can always move to another one later. Now, make the commitment. You're a member, and within that, be a team player, do your work, do the work that it takes, and then showcase your value when you get the opportunity to do that, so that people just, because people don't always know what you do. You may think they do. You may say to yourself, I have told them 3 million times that I do blah, 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 blah. But people aren't listening until they need something. So when they need something, you want to make sure that you say, hey, these are the things that I'm proficient in. I love to help out the organization by doing blah. So now finally, step 4, move in through the ranks. So every organization has its processes and procedures, especially concerning the road to the presidency. So find out how that works in the organization that you are now a part of. Much like with your social media strategy, you get into the group and you practice. You listen to what's going on. You kind of hang out and see who the big cheeses are, who are the people who are making all the moves, who do people look up to. You learn what you need to do, and then you make your approach at moving up the ranks. And so you can listen to the conversations and concerns of the leadership and the membership too. And then before you know it, you'll see your opportunity to make a mark on that group and to even, get involved more than you ever thought that you could. It may be something where you just volunteer. I'll tell you about my story. Now, I came in as a sponsor, so I came in kind of as a leadership role, not necessarily, but Linda Collette, who actually referred me to ProWin, she said, Carol, she sat me down, she said, Carol, you can be anything that you want to in this group. Your sponsorship, gives you an open door. You can join a committee, you can work your way up to president if you want. You're not limited just because you're a sponsor. And I thought, that is amazing. So what did I do? First thing I did is I made a beeline toward the marketing committee. I went to the meeting where people were saying, kind of looking at the different committees, who needed to do what and things like that. And so that was cool. And I knew I was going to join the marketing committee. I did that, made that fateful move, and that's where I met Anita Henderson. Anita and I now are in business together and write books that sell now. She's one of my partners in success, along with Candace L. Davis. So you just never know where things are going to lead. And now I'm actually, at that time, Anita was the VP of Marketing and Strategic Partnerships, and now I've taken her place, and she's moved up to president. I'm like, dang, that's awesome, right? So I just want to challenge you to look for an organization where you can practice servant leadership. Servant leadership is the thing that's going to help you because you are helping others get what they want, and they will help you get what you want and need. So I want to challenge everyone out there, look at the organizations that are around you. Where do your ideal perfect clients reside? Where do they hang out? What organizations are they a member of? See if there's a fit for you in that, and then go in there and just do it. Be, all in. Find an organization you really love and can help grow, and through the servant leadership model and process, you become a leader, and people start looking up to you, and then you start helping each other. Remember, in the beginning of the year, I said that the theme is #sistership. Each one, reach one, teach one, and then elevate one. So that falls in line definitely with servant leadership. So that's really all I have for you today. Thank you so much for, number one, being patient and dealing with the interruptions and the kind of like not quite 100% thing that was going on today, because there's so much stuff going on around me. And sometimes we get like that. I wanted to apologize to you if I was a little bit scattered and, lost my attention. Because sometimes I'm like that, and sometimes those things happen because why? That is life. That is how things go on. So I really appreciate you being there. I appreciate you tuning in every single week, and I just appreciate, you as a whole. So let me know if there is a subject that you want me to cover. You can always find me if you go to csicorporation.com/podcast. You can see past episodes. You can listen on demand. You can see what's upcoming. You can leave comments on the episodes and just let me know. Let me know how things are going and what I can help you with. I'd love to be of service, as I said, through servant leadership. I live this, breathe this every single day. So I want to let you know that I do appreciate you, and thank you so much for listening. And be sure to tune in next week when I'll have Linda Collette here, and she'll close out our month about running for president. That's all. Talk later. Thanks for listening. We truly appreciate it. For information about guests, products, or services that were mentioned in this episode, log on to our website at www.csicorporation.com/unmarketing. To learn more, get a glimpse of our upcoming schedule, and join the unmarketing nation of entrepreneurs who are using marketing techniques that work right now. Until next time, keep moving forward.
Football is my dream.
For Spencer James,
I want you to come play for me.
Beverly Hills, huh?
Yes, sir.
the whole game is about to change.
I don't belong here.
This is your way out.
From executive producer Greg Berlanti comes the new show inspired by the incredible true story.
I'm asking you to play for something bigger now.
Because when you do, you'll be unstoppable.
Run for your life. All-American. Series premiere right after the season premiere of Riverdale. Tonight on the CW.
It all starts at 8 p.m. Riverdale, followed by All-American, only on Pix 11, the CW.
Yo, can I park here?
Let me see. Smith Street, sign says 15 minutes between Friday and Tuesday. Yeah, it's probably fine.
Good. I'm just going to the AT&T store. There's a deal that's New York only. I'll run in and run out.
You didn't take the F?
Yo, you gonna park here?
Yeah, he's going to the AT&T store. They got a deal just for New York.
You didn't take the F?
Hey, New York, come into an AT&T store and find out how to get a smartphone for free. AT&T, more for your bargain hunter thing. That's our thing. Limited New York offer. See store for details.